When it comes to god spawns in Civilization 7, they don't get much better than this. Now, sure, I hear you. We don't have a natural wonder. We're not playing Isabella on easy mode, but we do have 7 resources in the cap. Now, you might remember this spawn from a previous video that we did called Do Not Settle Here, where we went through a whole bunch of different spawns and assessed them and how we'd look at settling them. And this was one of those spawns that we came across. So naturally, I had to go back. I said, you know what? We need to play this. This is incredible. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Not only do we have all these rough tiles, we've definitely got enough for rough. We've got 2 cotton, which is incredible. It means you're going to have so much tempo in the early game. So I can't wait to get my hands on this spawn and play it. If you'd like to play along with me, though, I'm going to go ahead. I'll save the game right now. I'll leave a copy over on the Discord where you can download it, play along yourself. Let's get into it and talk a little bit about what our strategy is going to be this game. So we're playing as Xerxes, King of Kings. He gets bonuses to settlement limits as well as extra gold. He's got some combat bonuses, but we don't care about that. It's all about the SimCity bonuses. We're also playing as the Mississippians, which is going to give us food adjacency for resources as well as gold adjacency for resources. It doesn't say it here because it's in the unique Civic, but I assure you, it's very strong. And then we'll also be taking our mementos plus 2 production per age in cities with positive happiness, which I think is probably going to become one of the best mementos in the game, and wampum belt, which gives us 1 production per age in settlements for each city-state you're a suzerain of. And that's the whole goal. We want to become the suzerain of, ideally, in my mind, at least 3 city-states. If we can do 3, then that works. Any more than that, we'll be lucky. Any less than that, we'll be unlucky. But 3 is the goal. And to do that, we're going to actually be using a technique that we didn't talk about in this previous video. We were basically optimizing around avoiding spawning near city-states in that video. But today's video, I'm going to do something unconventional, something that you probably haven't seen before. I'm actually not going to do anything on my first turn. We're just going to skip the turn. It's now turn 2. And the reason why is because right now, about 85% of the city-states have spawned. And I want to actually move our capital. I don't want this tile. I want this one right here. And it means that if we moved into this tile, well, there is a risk that city-states that were over on this side would then be booped. They'd be moved on to a different part of the map, and then we wouldn't have them nearby us. So by doing this, what we've done is we've wasted a turn of production. Sure, I'll agree with that. But what we've done is guaranteed that if there were city-states within those boundaries, that they are going to be there. So let's go ahead, let's take a look and see what we managed to find. So we're going to start off by taking the camels. We're going to put a whole bunch of scouts into the queue. Probably not that many. We're just going to do 4, and the reason why is because we want to find those city-states, and we've also got very high production. If you take a look at this start right now, we are at 7 production. That's from our memento. We've also got the 6 food, which is going to be coming through from the adjacency to the camels, which, by the way, camels, how you guys doing? It's good to see you here on the spawn. We're definitely not even going to consider this one. It is food and production every single time. You could give me 1 food and 1 production. I'd still probably take it over the happiness at this point, just because of how impactful they are in the early game. So we'll continue moving out across the map, and it looks like we're probably on the east side of the continent. We can definitely say that much. If we take a look down towards the bottom, we know that we've got that. Meanwhile, towards the top, you know, it's pretty far away. So we want to be working towards the north. That's where all the city-states are going to be. So let's, I think we probably want to move out over towards the east and just try and find the shoreline, but it looks like it does go a little bit further out. We've now got access to the first cotton. So we'll go ahead, grab the granary, and dump it on this first tile, move it up to the top of the queue. That's going to kick the citizen out, and now we can take the second cotton. And that means at turn 5, our capital is now sitting on 10 food and 13 production. Don't worry, it's perfectly balanced. We're not doing anything that we shouldn't be doing here. That's incredible, isn't it? That is crazy. All right, so now we've got the option for food or for horses. And there's a part of me, because this is so close to the cap, that where you want to take horses, but to be honest, even with this second tile becoming, this is quite good for Mississippi, but it doesn't really look like the best land in here. And I don't know where, like, ideally you'd want to settle on these 2 tiles. So we're just going to take this food right here, just simply because it doesn't look that hot. I'll be honest with you. Let's move out over towards this goody hut. I don't know why, but in my head, I keep thinking of them as mementos. I keep wanting to call, hello. I keep calling them mementos in my head, but they're goody huts. Okay, so we've got ourselves a nice little spot right here. Who have we got here? We've got the Scythians. Aggressive. Scythians are military city-states. So they're going to be going down this game. Now, we could Suz them. That wouldn't be a problem, but production's not going to be an issue this game. So we don't need to be going for hill forts. So we now have the option for 15 production or for a celebration, or at least happiness towards a celebration. I'm actually going to take this. I think this is probably better than the production. Production at the moment doesn't really buy us anything because we're not 5 population yet, and we're not planning on building any buildings before we actually start making settlers. The sooner we get out settlers, the sooner we're going to be securing our land, and that's going to be really key for us. We want to get out here, find locations that we can settle, and this looks actually really good out out here. I kind of wish we'd left that horse's tile right now. So we'll go ahead. That was not my intention to grow right there. We want to do the narrative choice, and we're going to take the happiness instead, just because that moves us instead of 29 turns, we're now 17 turns away from our next celebration. So we'll move up towards this goodie hut, and that is incredible. Okay, these guys are going down. These guys, this right here is everything a man could dream of right now, and more. That is gypsum and camels. So we've already got one camel. So I don't feel like there's necessarily diminishing returns on camels, but hold on. Gain 1 pop or 20 food. We literally just turned over our pop. That puts us to 5 pop now. So now we can grow once again to another. Oh my lord! The more I look at this, there's a part of me that wants to cancel this scout and just go straight into a settler. The sooner we get our settler out, the better. How many scouts have we got? We've got. You know what? We're just going to do it just because the sooner you get your first settler out, the better it's going to be, because it means that you can come in and secure this. Now, granted, we're probably going to need to take these guys out, but we'll look to try and find positions that are more towards the center of the map. So let's go ahead and roll over the turn and continue moving up towards these positions. We've got the offer for influence or science and production. We want to take influence just because we want to be Suzing city-states. These guys in particular, because they're hostile, like we want to try and find city-states that aren't going to be, or that are going to be friendly. And speaking of friendly, who have we got here? We got Ashoka. I think this is the friendly Ashoka as well. Now, even though it's the friendly Ashoka, we're going to be forward settling him. And I don't want to go to war, even though he's friendly. The reason why I say he's friendly is because if you compare him to his brother, the rude Ashoka, this one's so much nicer. He likes the civilization with the highest happiness, and he dislikes the one with the lowest happiness. Now, this is super duper easy to do. This one, it's a little bit easier to do as well, but you can play around this. Whereas his brother is, I shouldn't say his brother, but like his other persona is he doesn't like civilizations that have got the most land, and it's like, excuse me. In this economy? Anyway, you get the idea. So we've found another. There's more camels out here. We've got a triple camel start. This is very quickly going to become one of the greatest spawns in history. This is incredible. So let's take a look and see. So there definitely needs to be a spawn out here, or a settle out here somewhere. So realistically, we're on the sheep tile, so we can go right here. This is a +2 adjacency for a library. And we can also pick up a +2 adjacency from this as well, which we can, like, obviously our buildings are going to be getting gold and food as well, so we want to be trying to maximize the adjacency as much as we possibly can. And we probably want to head up over onto that. Okay, we've got Jungji Jia, which now changes where we're settling. We are now, sorry, Ashoka, we are now going to be forward settling you as hard and as fast as we possibly can. This is part of the reason why you want that early settler. Like, it's literally turn 10 and we're about to have our settler out. So this is like a key component here. We want to come up to here. Another city-state. Hold on a minute. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. That's evidence. That is evidence right there. If this city exists right there, okay, it's fine. But if you move here on the first turn, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're within that distance. You're within the no-go zone. It would yeet this off. Either it would yeet it or it would like move it a tile north. So sometimes the game can be a little bit weird in how it places the city-states. We'll just say that much. So we've got the option gold or happiness versus culture. Culture is very tempting here, just because we're so close to getting chiefdom, and the sooner chiefdom's online, then the sooner it starts rolling in. But happiness is also good, but we'll just go culture. I think that's a no-brainer for us in this position. So we're not going to pretend like it was a hard decision. Also, another good option for a city right here. This will be nice. Gold is not that good. Though I think I'm probably changing my mind on gold. I used to rate it very highly, and now I'm just kind of like, it's not that important. I don't think gold is really that important anymore. Just because you're not spending your gold on buying buildings. Your gold should largely just be going on to converting your towns to cities, and then everything else. Now, just before I interrupt myself, when it comes to settling, this spot here is probably going to be the best spot. We want to stop him from settling this, because this is like high priority, right? And he's already 5 population in the cap, which means he can have a settler coming out any second. So we need to be rushing out here as quickly as we can. I'm kind of tempted to just leave our scout on standby so that we can block potentially if he tries to come through. We can always just stand on this tile, because this is going to be the best spot to settle. So let's go ahead. We'll grab animal husbandry. We are going to be moving into a very early library as well, just because we don't have a lot of production. Or, sorry, we don't have a lot of science, and we need science because we've got a lot of production. That's the way that should have gone. So we're going to do scout, and then we'll do more settlers. So we'll do 2 more settlers, which will take us up to our city limit. And then this scout here, we'll send it across up towards the top, like this. So it looks like this is the edge of the continent. And then we can continue moving. So generally, we want to just be moving up the continent as fast as we can. And then we want to be like backfilling. So it looks like we've got quite a bit of land down here, judging by this. We haven't met any other leaders down here yet. And because of that, it's likely that we've got all of this to ourselves. We've also got, oh my God, the camels and the gypsum, dude. It just, the more you look at it, the better it gets. So we'll now move over onto this tile right here. We're just going to hold for the moment. I kind of want to move back as well. And Ashoka's asked for open borders. Now, this is a huge mistake to let him have open borders. Ashoka can be very, how do I say this, aggressive with regard to his settling. And very similar to Augustus, you want to try and stop their settles as much as you possibly can. And that means building like a barrier is probably the best way to word it, a barrier with your own settles. So when we're looking to settle this is going to be the #1 tile. It still guarantees that we hit everything here. We do need to be careful of the volcano. If the volcano is active, we don't want to be building on the tiles that are adjacent to the volcano. We just want to leave those as our rural tiles. If we put them as urban tiles, then we're just going to be repairing them all game. Even urban ones you'll be repairing all game, but at least you can get a bit of value off those. So we do want to come down to the dates. So I think we're going to have to do like a little bit of a loop-de-loo if we want to do it. So we'll go ahead and settle. This is going to upset him. Now, we could technically send him, open markets right now, just in the hope that things get better between us. But I suspect that, look, they're probably going to get worse before they get better. Let's just say that much. So now with regard to our growth, this tile right here, I think, is a trap. You want to grow here, here, and then to the dates. And the reason why is because if you want to boop this citizen, you're going to have to put an urban district down. So you don't want to do that. So you want to come out and around. It seems really weird and counterintuitive, but it all just comes down to like the first citizens that you've got are so incredibly valuable that you don't get a lot of them. That's the big thing when it comes to your cities and town planning. You really don't get a lot of citizens. And because of that, it can be incredibly important if you put one down on a tile like that. You want to make sure that you 100% want to work it. And by the way, we got some more down here. We got another city-state down here. Hold on a minute. Okay, there you go. Where is that one? So if that's 1, 2, 3, is that it right there? Hold on. 1, 2, it's going to be this tile right here. That's where the city-state is. So if we have a look once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it would have spawned no matter what. Actually, no, it might not have spawned. If we spawn here, get a scout out, and move the scout onto this tile, it will not spawn. So once again, but I think that was a hostile city-state though, wasn't it? Benjamin Franklin, get out of here. Get out of here. So the first meet, I think, is definitely the worst, the big one, right? Like the closest player that you've got. Whereas Benjamin Franklin, we've met him over here in the middle of the map. We don't care too much about him, but we definitely do care about his culture. It's only 30 culture. It's not a lot. 100 happiness towards celebration. It would push you into celebration. Still not worth it. We'll take the culture. Definitely going to be worthwhile here. And we'll continue up the coast here. So we want to be taking the coastlines just because that's where the city-states generally are going to be spawning. And the next part of me is thinking, that's the settler right there. Where is he going? It looks like he's heading north with that. Let's just pop this for now and see what... Was that him? Dude... Excuse me, get your goodie hut. It's right outside your cap, mate. Do you not see the goodie hut? I mean, to be fair, I've got goodie huts right outside my cap as well, so I shouldn't be throwing stones in glass houses. So it looks like he's kind of moving north here. I'm thinking we should probably block. I don't mind if he settles here. It's still going to be a forward settle, and if he does technically forward settle us, then that will be a we'll get influence for it. And speaking of influence, we've got 7 to go before we actually hit this one. So, and if he forward settles us, it'll be a diplomatic incident, which will be... I just realized we got camels. We got more camels. We've got Mount Kilimanjaro and camels. Okay, I know where the next settle... We have determined where the next settling location is going to be. Tell you what, this has gone from a god start to just a god seed. This is incredible. Holy crap. When you think about it, these are production natural wonders as well. Arguably the best. I mean, are they arguably the best? Yeah, you can make an argument. You could make an argument for it. We've got a neutral city-state over there. Does it tell us who it is? Etruscan. I've got no idea who Etruscan is. I'm going to hope that they are cultural or science, though. That's the main goal. We want cultural or science, and we do not want them to be hostile. 75 happiness, but we lose a turn of culture versus the production. I think we just... Oh, yeah, we take the production. Finishes our settler. We definitely want that. We want to settle up here as quickly as we can, so let's move on up. And this little guy, we'll just keep an eye on this area for now. But we kind of need to scout out exactly what's happening in here and determine where we're going to be settling, because we're going to be settling up here for sure. And we need to befriend these guys. We forgot to do it last turn. Let's do it this turn. That means that when we settle, we'll be fine. We'll be friends with them. It's a science. It's Aritim. Aritim of the, or Etruscan of the Aritim people. No, Aritim of the Etruscan people. We're going to look to befriend these guys second. The sooner that we can befriend them, the sooner we can take advantage of their bonuses. The sooner we can get that production. So we don't want to befriend the city-states that are hostile. That's a huge issue, befriending the city-states that are hostile. It just takes so much longer to come online. You want to try and find the good ones, the ones that are friendly. So we'll move north now that we've spotted all this out. That is a good little area right there. And let's go ahead. We're just going to keep hitting the search button. Okay. Oh, this could be. I think we might have a race on our hands here, ladies and gentlemen. We have got. Oh yeah, we got a race. Oh, we got a race, all right. Hey, where are you going with that? Hold on. Oh, did you guys see that? He bent it like Beckham. He brought it all the way back. I think we're going to have to move back here. Hold on. Give me a sec. We got to double check. Yeah, he's coming for it. He's coming for it. What's the bet? What's the bet? He's coming for it. You watch this. I guarantee you, dude, he is going to come. And it is just... Dude, is that Benjamin Franklin? Is everybody's coming for the middle right now, and this is part of the reason, okay, why I think when it comes to like mementos, this is one of the best mementos right now. It's just that extra 2 production from the very beginning of the game. Over the course of a game, the last game that I played with that, now City State was on this tile if I remember correctly. Over the last game that I played with that memento, so 1, 2, 3, that's the tile right there. So we want to come. So if we click on, yeah, look, the game says come in here. If we do that, that's zone of control. So you want to go here. Yeah, they get outplayed game. Come on, you're trying to trap me. It's the oldest trick in the book. Where were we? We were talking about something important, and I've forgotten. Where is this guy going though? He could be coming down and around. I wouldn't be surprised. So I think we're going to settle on this tile right here. If we do this, this is. Wait, where did Franklin go? Franklin, where did you go? I'm a little bit worried right now. We were talking about something interesting. So here, there's an argument to go into wool. Wool's going to increase the cap, but we're already doing decent on production. The main focus here is just growing the town. So the sooner that it grows, the more citizens it's got to work. That's the idea. We can roll those dates into even more. We could go inland right here. Look, there's another city-state. What have we got here? We have got the Zhongnu people. So if we go over here, we can have a look at the Zhongnu people. Oh, Longchang. Is that Longchang? Yeah, Longchang of the Zhongnu. So that's another militaristic city-state. And of course, they're hostile. Dude, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I hate Longchang. Every single game I'm playing with Longchang, dude, it is the same. Dude, look at this. Look at this. Now, this is... I'm curious. Let me know down below what you think. Am I using an exploit right here? The AI... I know the AI wants to settle on this tile because it's the only green tile that's around here. Okay, we did the math. And the way that the AI works is it's very silly. But it looks at what resources are available within 3 tiles of the city. That's the way I think it works. And so, naturally, it's like, okay, here we've got cotton and we've got incense, and we've got wine, and we've got silk, so this is a really good spawn, and it doesn't look at anything else. Like, that's the only thing that it's weighing right now are the resources. I think fresh water is also a component as well, but it's fresh water, so naturally, you know, they're coming for it, man. But we're defending it. I'm curious, though, do you think that that's an exploit? We're going to go ahead and grab our golden age. We'll put in, so now we're getting +2 culture from our golden age, and or our celebration, rather. And we're getting 1 production, 1 science, which is just incredible. So that is a huge boost to our early game. And we have met our next leader of the day. It is going to be Hatshepsut. And Hatshepsut, we're sorry, but we are not going to be spending the influence on greeting you kindly. If you want to go to war, absolutely. Go for it. Hold on, this is a different city-state right here. We've got the Gungane of the... I'm not going to even try and pronounce that. And this is what I'm saying about going to the edges of the map. It seems like the way that the algorithm works at the moment is it kind of puts you towards the middle of wherever you might be. So here as an example, you're towards like the middle of this shoreline, and that means that there's going to be city-states above you. Whereas here for us, like we're kind of in the middle of this peninsula, and it's put city-states below us. We've got one over here as well, another one here. Like we're just surprised that there's no city-state over here near Kusa. There probably should be. So we'll go ahead. I think this is the settled location. There's an argument to make for this one right here, but I think this is better just because you get the production. We're still fine here. We don't really care that much about the natural wonder, but it's kind of cool. So we'll start off with that. And now we can begin our growth. So we'll start off with this tile here. Keep in mind, when it comes to alignment for our first city, at the moment we're on turn 21. So we're looking at about like turn, I don't know, we're at 227 gold at the moment. Somewhere in the region of like turn 30, 35, somewhere around that for our first city. So we've got time before we need to take the camels. And even then, we've got the camels in the cap. It's going to be a little bit harder, 18 turns away for that. We've also got these camels down here. We've got so many camels that we can, welcome to the camel spawn. That's what we've got. So I think this is probably just the best way to start it off with. And now remember, because we've settled this town and we've settled this town so early, it's an extra 3 for production that we've got, which is of course being converted into gold. And with Xerxes' bonus, he's got an extra 10% gold in all settlements, which means that that gold is actually 4.3. Probably should be 4.4. So we're going to go with distributed power here because we're going to be having lots and lots of cities in this game. And you're just going to hold position. We'll just put you on lookout right now. You're not doing anything but just chilling right now. And we want to come up and grab this here. Have we got any more city-states that are out here? No, not that we can see yet. I tell you what, I'm not going to be surprised if we've got like another city-state that's just down right here. Let's see exactly what we've got. I probably should have done a search down here, but that's okay. And now we can move into... So this is the controversial part. Instead of going into masonry, we're going to go into writing. And the reason why is like... So if we look at our government is classical republic. We're getting extra culture from that. We're also keeping our +2... our +2 policy in here. But the main thing for me is that this is a really good library spot. We've got a +3 library that's also going to be getting gold and also going to be getting food as well. So this is a very, very good spot for us to be going an early library. Whereas we've only got the one mountain down here. It's not that hot. We can't reach here either. This is a plus... That's a +3. I tell you what, that's not a bad little spot either. So going into writing earlier, in my mind, makes sense. And look, this is also another thing, is that we're on a very high production start. And there is definitely a world where, like, you don't need to go too crazy on production. It's not that there's... Yo, what are you doing? Hold on a minute. Where is this guy going? We need to have a look. Okay, where is it suggesting? Is it going to come through here? This could be a problem. It could... No, we're going to be settling that. How soon do we settle that? Because there's a part of me that thinks maybe we should war deck him. But if we war deck him, Kusa's going to need a lot of help. So how do we settle in a way that guarantees that we're going to be able to still claim these territories? No one's befriending this yet, by the way. No one's befriending this, so I don't think anybody's met these. By the way, we got to go double check and make sure no one's befriending these. Because we want to befriend these guys. They're friendly. The sooner that we get them online, the better it's going to be. Though, arguably, I don't know if there's probably not a good reason for us to take Gungnay. Apart from the fact that they are friendly. So I think that's pretty much about it. We have found the lands of Benjamin Franklin of Rome. And we're going to scroll down. We'll grab stone circles. So I feel like we've already gone enough into our production start. So at the moment, this is going to be our 4th settler. We could go into a 5th settler. But I think the big question for me right now is, where do we go with this 5th settler? We could look to just settle something like this. But I really want a city right here on these two. And these aren't high priority resources. The main resources for me is gypsum. The sooner we get down here, the sooner we can roll that into another city. But the other thing is, like, we're weighing up contested settles. And where is this AI going to settle that... Okay, hold on. We can do some math here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So we could leave this spot for them to settle. If we could settle right here. It's not a very good settle, though. That's the thing. I think this is probably going to be a better spot. Let's move over towards this area. The only other thing to note is that you're kind of going into no man's land here. So let's go ahead. We're going to grab a burning arrow just in case, because there's always the risk that AI comes for you. So we've grabbed first mysticism. There's an argument to go into discipline here, but we're not going to. We're going to go straight down into earthworks for our unique. And we can grab gold or culture and happiness. Now, we've already got happiness. Our culture, we're at 14 at the moment. 75 gold is definitely going to make a lot more sense for us at the moment. So burning arrow to escort. He really wants to settle it. And I look, that's why I think, like, when it comes to this kind of thing, that maybe this is a bit of an exploit that we're doing right here, because he really badly wants this. And you can see it's kind of like bugging out the AI. Should I just let him have it? But then I'm not letting you have it. I'm not until you guys change your AI. I'm not letting it happen. Okay, so we're going to put the granary on this tile, and then we're going to put the brickyard on this tile, and then we'll move the brickyard up. We also want to put the altar on this tile. So we're just going to go absolutely crazy with production. We're at 18 at the moment, and by the time we finish these two buildings, we should be closer to about 30, somewhere in that region. So that'll be quite exciting for us. So this is all going to be Hatshepsut's land. There's not going to be any city-states that have spawned in here. And that's all we care about. We don't even care about seeing Hatshepsut's land at all. You know, we don't need to get vision on her capital to send a spy. We can just send a spy. Now that I think about it, why don't they make that a thing? How come they haven't made that a thing, where if you can see the capital, then you can spy on them? That is going to be annoying. Oh, no, never mind. It didn't. You see the flood and you just assume that you assume the worst. You assume that you're going to have to repair something. But not today, not today. Okay, so Burning Arrow is going to continue up the rear here. And we want to take this very slowly, because we're moving into a place that we cannot see. Okay, it looks like we're okay. So we could actually settle this position. This isn't terrible. There's no fresh water. That's the one thing to note. With no fresh water, it means that you're going to be having... you're going to be a little bit more unhappy. It means that you're going to have to supplement that position. So we'll go ahead here. We've got 2 more goody huts out here. Dude, this is crazy, the amount of land that we've got here. It's turn 26, and I feel like we've just got land for probably the next 7 or 8 cities. What is going on here, by the way? We're just fully going in. Maybe we leave this open. This isn't really desirable. I don't think the AI is just going to plug a settlement here. The only thing is, if we put a settlement here, it's going to stop the AI from coming through, right? Because it's going to expand out our territory. But we're not going to do it. We're just going to keep moving. That was a mistake. We should have gone around like that. That's okay. We'll solve those problems eventually. We'll take ourselves a little bit of gold. And finally, we can grab the dates. So we want to keep the dates in our target city. That's going to be Kusa Town. And we can now... Oh, we get ourselves a little bit of free culture. We'll absolutely take that. And we can start to think about actually moving this into a city now. Do we have the resources for it? It's 500. So in a couple of turns, we will have the resources for it. And it looks like another settlement has just gone down. Let's hit that button. It's Ostia. And let's check in on the south. We probably want to take the science here. It's a boost to the earliest technology, and it's production that you're losing. And our production is very valuable right now. So our production's now just gone up to 23. So that would be like you're losing 69 production, which is not a nice amount of production to be losing. Let's just put it that way. Farm is on fire. Excuse me, farm. We're going to need to repair that bad boy up. And there's definitely an argument. Oh, I just realized. He just mad forward settled us. He's trying to grab that. Not on my watch, my friend. Don't even try. I mean, it's not really a forward settle. Look at where... Segunia. Okay, Hatshepsut is befriending. We could try and... It is a cultural city-state. The only thing is, so we've got a cultural city-state down here. Ideally, we want to kill it. Oh, man, this is the trouble, right? We literally took a memento that goes against killing city-states. It's taking up such awkward land, right? Like, we're going to put a city here. Where do we put... we want to put a city in here somewhere. You know what we could do? We could incorporate this. What if we incorporated Izirtu into our empire? Yo, we could actually do that. That could work. Well, what's going on here, by the way? I think we want to farm these guys up. That's probably going to be the goal. So we'll wait for our general or our commander, and then we'll farm them up. And then from there, we'll look to try and level everything. Oh, we just took a bit of damage here. Let's move around Segunia. And Burning Arrow across, so we can now settle. So that's going to push us from 20 gold per turn. Once we settle, that will now push us to 23 gold per turn. And we want to expand down towards the gypsum. We want to make sure that the AI doesn't get the gypsum, because that can happen. Especially, it can happen if they're being befriended. So that could be a problem. So when they reach this stage where they become like friendly people, they will take resources around them, or that will grow basically. So we've got an expansionist attribute point because we've done our 4 expansions or our 4 cities, and that has immediately upset the locals. So let's move back into our city. We could technically fire, but the problem is we will lose this unit. We won't lose it, but we will lose a lot of health. So we're just going to fall back, and we'll just go ahead and build fortifications for a turn. And we can go culture, or we can go gold and happiness. I think we go gold and happiness here. The culture's nice, but the gold... I mean, how many turns does that bring us ahead? We're at 500. You know what? We turn to a city next turn. It's not a huge boost. Let's just take the culture. The sooner we get the culture, the sooner we come online. Do we risk it? I think we risk it to get the biscuit right now. Let's try and get through here. Worst case scenario, we'll be like 2 health. Come on. Oh, never mind. We got a scout down here. Okay, let's have a look now. Never mind. We're absolutely fine. Torres del Paine is up here as well. That is a nice little spot. Torres del Paine together with the salt and the hides. That is very nice. Double hides. Oh, that is a good spot, man. Hides are a great resource. If you can get hides on an early city or on an early town, it is really nice to have. Okay, let's take a look and see. So this one's converting over. Next turn, we're going to be able to convert over our next one. And we do have vision out here as well, so we'll start working them down. We've got to keep an eye on this town just to make sure that it doesn't get pushed. So we're now going to convert this over to our first city. And so now that we've converted it to a city, we're going to go and take this instead. Is he still looking to... He can't get out any further than this. That's 3 rings from the city center. Can we get the nameplates back on? So 1, 2, 3. So this was the only tile he could grab. So we're going to instead take this tile right here so we can grab our camels soon because our city is now online. We've got ourselves all of our production in here. So now we're up to 26 production in the capital, which is absolutely lovely. And we can now move everything out because we've now got our new city. Now, the only thing to note is that we do need camels. Now, how are we going to get camels? I'm sure you're asking that question, and the good news is I've got an answer for you. And the trick is we're going to boop citizens out of here. We've got 2 citizens that we can actually boop. The first one probably going to go into the camels. Let's take a look and see. Yeah, we'll move this into Alabama town, and then we'll move these into from Cahokia into the new city. And then from here, So we could go for the granary, but I'm more tempted just to do brickyard, just for like base level production. It just makes so much more sense. So we'll go ahead and grab that. That's going to kick the citizen out. We can now take the camels. And now because we've got the camels, it means that we can put any additional resources that we get in here. We'll be on the lookout for it. I think we probably want to take this settlement sooner rather than later. So we can do that right now, even though it means that we're probably going to be over the settlement limit for a while. Actually, how long until we get our next settlement limit? So it doesn't say how long it's going to take us to research that tech, but we will get a settlement limit there as well. So we can really start to push the boundaries of our settlements. We will actually have this in 2 turns. Okay, so that is something to consider as well. So camel's not too important at the moment. Oh, we will have gypsum soon. That's another thing to note. And we might have ourselves a little bit of problem, a little bit of trouble in paradise here. So luckily, and this is what I was saying earlier about making sure you've got the burning arrow. So you want to build it. You don't want to buy it. If you buy it now, you don't have the gold to spend on your cities or on your, converting over your cities. So that is a key component here. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to grab this tile right now and just guarantee that we've got the gypsum. Don't worry, it's still there. It's just missing the nameplate. I know, annoys me too. It's just one of those things. I'm sure that they'll fix it up in the next patch, and then they'll break something else. We've got another city-state in here, befriended by Benjamin Franklin. Let's double-check the befriending state of everything. Hatshepsut. Okay, so we can't get that one. So we can get... Ooh, interesting. She's befriending 2 at the same time? Damn, girl. Where'd you get all that influence from? Oh, look at this, look at this. She forward settled the AI. Well, yeah, she forward settled the city-state. Look at this. Oh, my lord. When we take this, we're already going to be friends with her. Or with the city-state. We're already at 50. It's the little things, dude. It's the little things. Oh, that is so funny. She's at war with the city-state right now. They're looking to oh, that is too funny. Oh, that's good. Okay, so we're going to take gemstones here in this city-state. We'll move it across now. So there's an argument to keep the gemstones in the cap because it's for production. But to me, like, the main argument here is that we just want to get this city up as quickly as we possibly can. And we want to get down towards these tiles right here because this is our +2. And this will give us +2 gold, +2 food. So these are really, really important. We can put library and blacksmith down here a little bit later. We've got another +2 in here, which we can do monument for. That is the general goal of this at the moment. Okay, so we've found Longcheng. So when we got this Suz, it's given us a vision of everything up here. So they've got some scouts that have been making some moves. So we're going to move on out of there. We've pretty much found the entire... What is going on with that tile? I think there's just... What's the bet there's a city-state on that tile? 1, 2, 3. There could be. There could... No, it's 6. 6 tiles is the rule. So within 6... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can't have anything within 6 tiles of them. So we know, as a matter of fact, there is no city-state on this tile because it's not within 6 tiles. And you can follow that rule absolutely everywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see right there that Ben Franklin has settled on the first turn. And okay, unironically, I'm actually exploiting right now. Dude, the AI is just like, give me that look. Do we just let him have it? You know what? Just because like we're bugging out the AI. Turn 33, have it, dude. You know what? You brought 3 settlers. At this point, we can say unequivocally, you want that, and you're probably not going to give it up right now. Do we just stand on this? I'm kind of tempted because we can't actually end its life. But if we just stand on it, it can't spawn a unit, and then it will just go away. And we don't want other people getting city-states, right? Like, it's a waste of influence for him now. Where do we even go with this? I mean, we can just come back down like this, but we've... Oh, actually, let's go up and around. There could be a goodie hut in here that we could potentially find. Cool. Let's roll over. All right, they finally settled. Sorry. I'm just realizing we should have had this a long time ago. Why did we not put this in? I tell you what, it's a bit frustrating, but it's just one of those things. Don't worry, we'll get there eventually. So we're going to take the sheep, and the sheep are now going to jump on in here as well. And you can see we're needing camels. We need more camels. So this is going to be needing camel here. We'll just do this camels instead. I don't think we're going to need to take these camels right now. You want to avoid taking camels unless you need to, just because look at the production on this, right? Like we've got a full production tile that we can take here, and ideally we want that instead of the camels where possible. So we'll move into earthworks, and that means in 10 turns we're going to have our next settlement limit. Also means our gold is about to go absolutely crazy. We want to stay away from that city-state. And it looks like Ben Franklin's got some good ideas, my friend. That is absolutely where you should be going. And we're just going to skip turn on this, and we're just going to wait and see whether we're able to... You know what? We should probably be holding this. We'll just hold this position right here. I don't mind leaving the scout on this spot. Where are these guys going? These guys look like they're actually doing a mission here, so something to be cautious of. Library about to come through. So now we've got access to the library, but we can't build it yet because we need to get our saw pit down. So we'll go ahead, we'll grab the saw pit, and then we'll build the library. So a little bit of I think we were slightly out of sync here because this is going to be sitting down here for a while. We got to be careful. There is a city-state as well. So it could be a good idea. Maybe we should even look to get... Do we want to take the culture? We want to take the culture. We should probably look to get a burning arrow down here just in case as well, just to be able to escort it. So we'll go ahead now. We'll grab the camels, and we'll put those camels inside our... Wonderful. We'll put them inside our brand new city, and our new city is now ready, so we can look to put more production now, but I'm definitely going to be taking the library here. I think it makes 100% more reason to do that. And now is the point that we can actually look at taking this tile here. But even then, it's not worth it. You want to know what is the most worth tile out of all of these right here? You might think it's this one. You might think it's this one. It's wrong. It's wrong. They're all wrong. This one right here. And the reason why is because the moment we take this tile, we're going to get +2 culture on all of our rough terrain. So that means that... Is that rough? Rough desert? Rough desert? Flat desert. You might hear my son upstairs. He's being rough upstairs. So now it means that we get 4 culture that's just come through by just taking this tile. So that was the play right there. And even though, you know, production's good and all that kind of stuff, you know what really matters? What really matters is culture. That's the good stuff. So now that we've got writing, we'll probably go into masonry here, and then we'll come back into writing too. I think that's probably going to make the most sense, just because we want to utilize our production that we've got in the early game, right? We got all this production. What are we going to do with all this production? The answer is, we got to be careful here. We might need to send multiple burning arrows out right now. And I don't actually mind this, just simply because... we're still fine on the settlement, right? Like we don't need to get that settled down just yet. Let's just move you up. We don't worry too much about that. And what was that sound? That was us under attack. Okay, let's see. We're gonna try and hold this position. I just want to see if we can disperse the city-state. What's going on here? Oh, right. We're still aggressive with it. It looks like that one's gonna be dying though. So we're gonna move this up to here just to hold. We'll also use the scout to hold it just in case. And in the meantime, is this Scythia? That's Scythia. Is this Scythia? That's also Scythia. Why? I don't know why they're attacking this. Maybe someone... Oh, you know what? Maybe Ashoka paid them off. Maybe Ashoka paid them off. We're going to actually need to take them out sooner rather than later, before they get befriended, just simply because we don't have to war deck if we do it that way. We want our second burning arrow, don't we? Let's grab a second burning arrow from here. The more the merrier. And we'll now take the gypsum, and now that we've got the gypsum, we can now put the gypsum into Kusa City, which is going to give us 4 more production. And we are starting to get this train really rolling here. Our priority is always going to be on camels, on gypsum, and so that's why this is so important. We've also got hides down here, which is going to be an extra 7 production we can be rolling over into our new cities, and that is just... I did see a comment on YouTube from somebody, and they said, can you stop saying rolling over? I don't know why. Why do I say it so much? Now that you've brought it up, I'm thinking about it more. We've got 34 until we grow next. In that time, we're going to have built a garden. We're going to have built a granary. We don't have a granary yet, and there's definitely an argument that we probably should have had it a little bit earlier than what we do right now. We would have gotten some great value out of it. So I think it's still probably safe to take this right now. It's just going to push us from 22 to 26. So we'll do that. We'll grab extra culture, and this is part of this is the Xerxes factor that's coming in right now. It is turn 38, and we've just hit our second golden age for the game. And the reason why we can do that is because we're so happy. You've got to remember that if any other civilization, okay, puts down 3 settlements, they're fine. The moment they go to 4 settlements, though, every single city gets, or every single settlement gets hit with a -5. So just call it -20 off the top. But Xerxes, when he puts down his 4th settlement, this is what's so powerful. It's not that there's a -5 across the board for everything. That's wiped away. But on top of that, take a look at what the bonuses are that you get here. 3 extra happiness, 4 extra happiness, 5 extra happiness. Now, instead of that working against me, it's working for me. So I'm taking that -20 happiness and I'm turning it into a +5 happiness. That's the power of Xerxes. And it means now that this early on, we're able to enter another celebration, another 20% culture that comes through, another policy slot that we can take. It's the gift that just keeps on giving. It's incredible. Did we build that on the wrong tile? We did build this on the wrong tile. No, actually, technically we didn't. It's fine. We can just put the saw pit down here. That is fine. And then we can put the granary down there as well. Have we got any other buildings coming through? We've got the monument coming through shortly. So just keep that in mind. We could look to get a burning arrow here just in case, because we do have the potential for a war deck to come through. It depends on what his settles are going to be like, though. Because if he does anything more like this, it could be trouble. So we'll just have to keep that in mind. In the meantime, you can just sit on alert. You can just chill out, my friend, and you can come down over here. Burning arrows coming out in 1 turn. And at turn 38, we're actually in a pretty decent spot here. I think we've got very strong tempo. We can't get through here, actually. I take it back. We can come down and around like this, and there is a way through. so we are... Where is he? What is he doing? We got a little bit of a conga line that's happening around Mount Kilimanjaro. Probably not the first time either. Let's look to come down here because in one turn, we are going to be able to settle. We could just technically settle right now. And you can just, you know, like we could just absolutely settle right now. The trouble is the burning arrow is not in position. And with the burning arrow not being in position, it creates a little bit of a problem. So now we're at 34 production on Kusa City, which is just popping. We've got this that's now gone up. We could look to set or befriend another city-state. We want to go for a cultural one. I think we're just going to do Iritsu. So we'll go ahead. We'll befriend them. It's going to take some time, but we will do that. And let's go ahead and we'll also grab our library. So we can now grab the library on this tile. And then we can also build the granary on this tile. Now, the Great Stell is very tempting, but I feel like our production, you know, we didn't really focus as much as we could have on production. We could have gone for a very early saw pit. So we're not really in a position right now to be able to do that. But I think we've been able to find like a reasonable middle ground. And I think that's what's key. Okay, so we were absolutely fine here. Never needed this scout, so we can move this scout out. We want to just get some vision. Okay, so I don't think that's a diplomatic incident. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Oh, it is. Wonderful. Did he just give us free influence? Or maybe maybe that's why we got over the 170 was because of that. So now that we've got earthworks, this is our power spike. This is the moment everything changes. This is the moment you go, wow, that's kind of crazy. I don't think that's appropriately balanced. Okay, here we go. So we've got a unique Civic. That's the thing, that's where the power spike happens. So if we take a look at our Civics here, we've got shell-tempered pottery, which gives all buildings receiving a +1 gold adjacency for resources. And what that means is if you've got buildings like this, which are getting huge adjacencies off this, that we go ahead and we go to our social policies and we get +17. So that's going to take us from 37 gold every single turn, and we're going to take out the production and science, and we're now going to go to 56 gold a turn. And that's incredible. That is a huge amount of gold to have this early on. So now it just becomes about building up all of our yields in all of these cities and transferring the resources over. Ideally, we want to optimize the best locations we possibly can to maximize the yields that we get. So we'll go ahead now and we'll grab discipline and look to start taking out these city-states. And over here, I think we can afford to grab an altar as well, even though it's not going to actually give us any bonus towards our production. Just by having the altar, it's going to be giving us bonus gold and bonus food. If I remember correctly, the altar costs gold to maintain. Yeah, it does. So it's just kind of canceling itself out, but it's going to give us happiness anyway. So it's a nice little spend on our production here. And we now spot out the capital. Wyset. It's 13 pop. What are we at? We're at 10. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not fussed. I'm not fussed. Don't worry. Yeah, that's okay. I'm a little bit rattled right now. That's a big pop. That's a big cap. We've only got 10 over in this one as well. 10 over here. What? I guess it's one of those things that happen, right? Like, the thing to remember with Hatshepsut is she's got a bias towards navigable rivers, which are amazing for growth. But is growth really that amazing? I wish we could look at the production. I'd love to know what her production is in here, because I suspect it's probably not as crazy as ours. But yeah, that's typically the way I think about it. Oh, it looks like, okay, the city-state Suze came through in the end, so we didn't actually stomp on top of the city-state. We're exploiting bugs everywhere. Though I don't think that's a bug exploit, is it? I mean, yeah, it's probably a bug exploit. We shouldn't have tried it. That's all right. Luckily, there was no ramifications for it. Okay, so let's think about our next city and where we're going with this. We've got camels here. We could go into iron. We're not in a war, so it doesn't really matter right now. So we'll take this tile. That gives us even more happiness. We can now look at getting this city across. It's going to cost us 700 gold, so maybe another 5 or 6 turns, and we'll be able to do it. So that'll be decent for us. And now that we've got all that extra gold coming through, let's do this. It means that we can do it even sooner. And we're just going to post these scouts up. So we'll get them into positions like this, just to try and monitor the movements of the enemy units and their settlements. You can see that we've got a really cramped map here. This is, you know, we've actually got a lot of space, but the map itself is quite cramped. Look how close these guys all spawn to each other. So you've got Egypt, and then you've got Ben Franklin, and then you've got Ashoka, and then we're down here. We're kind of close to Ashoka, but we've just got so much space, dude. This is next level. Okay, so we're still in the golden age, and we're going to be going into a lot of golden ages. So wine is really good for us. Okay, now we've already secured the wine, but just having the wine is quite good. Now, for production is nice, and we're probably going to need it when we roll this over. What do I mean by roll over? We're going to need it when we send the resources across. When we do our resource transfer, we're going to need that production. But there's a part of me that thinks the wine is just going to be more important, just because it's culture, and we don't have a lot of culture right now. So if we take that, it's going to go up. We'll go up 2 culture, but that's going to scale. It's 10% for every point of culture that you're getting that little bit of kickback. So I think irrigation makes sense here. There's an argument to go into writing. If we go to irrigation, where's our next settle? I'm looking down here. That's a double cotton. And we also, so you could do a settle here. You could probably even split this up. You could go for like a settle right here, maybe even there. Settle there. It's a bit of a weird settle, but you can make it work. You can make it work. We settle here, and then we settle somewhere out here. Maybe do the cute little thing. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, we'll settle this first, and then we'll come inland. I think that's going to be the play. So we'll build our monument now. So we'll chuck it on this tile, and then from there we'll go to another settler. We're not going to do Monk's Mound. It's very tempting to do Great Stell. I'll say that right now. It is very tempting. It's looking at me. You know what? The sooner that we do writing, then the sooner we get our quest. And the quest is the one that gives you the extra codexes. So at the moment, we don't have any codexes. But we will get the quest, and it will give you... Sometimes they give you one, sometimes they give you two. It can be... It's weird how it does it. So I don't know exactly what does it. Okay, so as you can see, no city-state up here. I don't mind if we lose these scouts, by the way. So he's welcome to slam us. You know, that's fine. We're not even mad. And we can go for Pocktop here. Absolutely. I think we'll do Pocktop, and then we'll do a Burning Arrow, and then from there we can probably look to do something else. And we're just going to hold position. We've discovered pretty much the entirety of the map. The only thing that's missing out here is just a little bit of the shoreline, but ooh, that is a big army. We may need to get another unit down here just because we're already kind of low health, and that's a lot of slingers. Let's just go ahead and we'll be flexible. And we'll get a second one out. Oh, that is a great general in here as well. And we've now got our next Suz coming through. So this is going to give us, keep in mind, not just this bonus that we're about to take, which is going to be the step pyramid, which is incredible, but it's also going to be +2 production that we're now getting across all of our cities. Now, that's the key word, cities. It's settlements, actually. I take that back. So that's an increase on gold. So if we take a look here, it should now be saying income from being suzerain of city-states 2, which is lovely. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 production that we're getting. Obviously, only 4 of it's real production. The other 6 is gold, but it's still pretty damn good. So let's continue defending here. We want to try and put us on fire on as many tiles as we can. Let's get you down here to try and hold this on. Now, worst case scenario, we evacuate the city and we buy a warrior. That's worst case scenario. And it might be worst case scenario right now. Okay, how long do we have? Oh, no. Did he boost that up? I wanted to kill this, but that came online very quickly. I was just about to say, how long does this actually have? But I think he's boosted that. That was very quick to come online, wasn't it? It was definitely... It was not the amount of time that I expected. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so from here, I think the go-to is that even though I want to grow our city, what we're going to do is we're going to move back. If we don't kill this unit, we probably die. So we have to kill that. And now we purchase... We could purchase a Burning Arrow, but I think we'll just do Warrior. It's got a higher base strength. So we'll be able to survive. And now from here, we can probably go into Mysticism too, and then we'll come up into Code of Laws. And the reason why is because we want +2 food in all of our settlements. And so now over here, we'll grab the Step Pyramid, which is... Oh, no, we just put a Pocktop down. Oh, did I just cancel that? I did. I just did. That's okay. It's all right. Step Pyramid's better than the Pocktop anyway. We normally just do the Pocktop just because it's... It gives us our quest. Or at least it should give us the quest. Doesn't always. All right, we'll fire down here. We should be fine. As long as we don't lose this, we're okay. And I think we're okay. So if we move here, we should be able to fire. We can't do the focus fire, so we'll do this. And now from here, I think we should be able to go here and then move this into the city, and then we don't lose. There we go. We lose a little bit of health, but it's much better than losing a unit. And so now we should be able to move into our next city. So let's go ahead. So which city do we want to convert? This one's got a very good monument. That's a +7 monument. When it comes to library, we could do a library right here. That's a decent library. You could also go for a library right there. But we want to try and secure this land. So let's go ahead. Let's do that. And let's go and... I mean, the city-state's probably not going to grow beyond these. Normally, they don't grow that much. So let's convert it over to a city now. And all of the production that we had in here, we can just get rid of it. So let's move everything over now. We'll start with our transfer. We'll move our dates over to our next target city, and we will begin. So let's get everything over here. And that takes us to a pretty decent amount, 30 production now. And that is now going to allow us to get everything online. So we're going to take the codex here, even though culture is nice, because that codex is going to give us an extra little bit of science. So that'll take us up to how much science are we on now? 30 science, which is lovely. And we can move out towards these hides. We'll get them online soon. And now we can look at irrigation. Our settler is coming out in 2 turns, and we are absolutely geared up for war. We are ready. You know what? If they come towards us, bring it on. That's what I say. We could look for a reconciliation here, but I think the better option is just to kind of play around the Burning Arrow. Burning Arrow is such an incredible unit. We made a little bit of a mistake there. That's okay. We are befriending these guys. We could bring this along a little bit faster. That will take us from 20 turns probably to, like, I'm going to say 14, maybe 13? 14. Okay. So that's 6 turns faster, 6 turns sooner online, 6 turns of production across all of our settlements that we weren't getting before that we're now getting. We basically just turned our influence into production. Let's get this monument down quickly. How do we get this monument down as quickly as possible? I think we want to be let's put down a saw pit. I mean, you could do a granary. A granary is incredible in here. It gives you a huge amount of value immediately. And there's not going to be a huge difference between +1 and +2 production from a saw pit. So we'll go ahead, we'll do that. There's an argument to leave these guys down here for the moment, so we'll just heal them outside the border. We'll heal you in the city, just while they become friends. Once they've become friends in 3 turns, then we'll be okay, because we're still kind of low health here. What was that wonder? Was that Great Stell? Hanging Gardens. That was Ashoka building Hanging Gardens. Right here, next to the cap. Yeah, next to the cap, next to the city center. That's not a bad cap, actually. He's got the double wool in there, which is always welcome. And we could still do Great Stell. That's the other thing. It is still here. Can we go for a settler? Let's just go for another burning arrow. I think we want to have at least 2 burning arrows out here, and ideally a warrior. Maybe let's actually go for the warrior. And what we'll do is we'll leave this for now. Yeah, we'll leave it for now, just because we want to create. Let's move you out there. But basically, we want to have this as defensible as we possibly can. We want to make sure that there's no way that it can be attacked into, because even though right now, like, we're pretty far ahead, it's a huge city. There is still a risk that it is exposed. So we'll go ahead, we'll grab another settler here. So we want to settle this tile right here as our first settlement. And who is this that's attacking us right here? This is the Minians. Is that you guys? Yeah, Iritsu. Izurtu of the Minian people. And from here, I mean, I kind of don't even know what to do with our production here, right? We've got that much production. It's like, where do you even go? Like, you could do another settler, but at this point, we're sitting at 5 out of 5. That'll be 6 out of 5. Do we just go into World Wonders? Maybe we just start throwing it out here, because realistically, we've got Mysticism 2 coming in. That will give us, you know what we could do? We could do Mundo Perdito up here. We could do all 3. Let's do it. We'll start with Great Stell. There's a good chance Great Stell goes, though. I don't think we're going to get Great Stell, but I mean, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So let's just look at it from that perspective. We can throw walls in here as well. I don't mind that. That is absolutely fine. Monument +6, we'll take that. And then we want to move out towards this position. So we'll also grab a saw pit on that specific tile. And then we will take our granary or our library on this tile right here. And our yields are starting to get a little bit better now. We'll go ahead and change policies. So we'll get this out and we'll start to move our food in. And we will... +2 combat strength on warriors. It's not amazing, but 25 at this point in the day, 25. Oh, there we go. 25 culture is really not much. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for this. Okay, so we're already in all of the things that we need. So here we could also go to Discipline 2 just to pick up the Gate of All Nations, which is really nice. But the sooner we get to Code of Laws, the better, right? Like you just get so much. We could actually do Petra in this cap. This is a perfect cap for Petra. Now that I think about it, let's do it just on that basis. We're still getting attacked from the city-state that we're trying to befriend down here. But I think we're able to move on from this position. So let's go ahead. Let's get out because we're not too worried about that. Oop, that was a mistake. There we go. And let's move you up to the front lines. And we can't actually get rid of this city-state now because the issue is that it's been befriended. So now that we can't stomp a city-state, it means that we don't get the Suze point. Oh, Longcheng's still available. You know, let's actually go for Longcheng here. We can 100% do that. And now we actually want to steal away some of this land. So, we could... 1, 2, 3. Do we dare? We don't have sailing yet. Let's get sailing next, and then we're doing it. We're actually just going to try and take his jade. 100%. Did we make a mistake? Hold on. Was there something better we should have grabbed? I don't think so. We could have grabbed this tile, but we're going to kick this citizen out anyway. And then we'll build a fishing quay, and then we can build a garden, and then we can just take the tile. Yeah, we just want to take the tile. We don't actually want to use it. And speaking of using it, oh, hello. We got the Abbasids. So we'll repair the quarry, and then we'll make sure that we stick that back on in. Alabama City now with 3 camels online. I tell you what, when it comes to starts, this is one of them. We will say that much. The reason why I don't like this behind us is because if he declares war, and it's likely, is he allied? Let's double check. Hostile with us, unfriendly with Ben Franklin, and friendly with Hatshepsut. They could go for like a double war. I've seen it before. We could... Nah, we're not going to do open markets. We want to try and get that Suze in the north. That's going to be our main focus here. So let's try and work that in. Army commander. So if there's anywhere that we're vulnerable right now, I feel like it's probably Alabama in towards this position. We probably want to defend our city-state as well. Oh, that made me a little bit scared. What is that? The Zhong... No, that's Longchang. That's Longchang. I know Longchang when I see them. So we can do garden probably down here. No, we don't want to do... We want to do garden up here. And then Mundo Perdito, we're not going to be doing it in this city. So let's go ahead. We're going to grab one more warrior in here. And now we're also going to move into sailing. And then we'll come back and grab masonry too. And we've got our next, and this is the Xerxes factor, right? Turn 55, we're now heading into our third celebration. And we could 100% go for constructing 15% towards wonders. 100%. Why shouldn't we? What do we got in here? We've got great stell that we're doing. We're doing Monk's Mound as well. You know what we're about to do? We're about to start doing Mundo Perdito. It's going to take us 9 turns, and we're absolutely going to do it once we finish all these. Let's do it. Even though culture's pretty good, and more culture, you know what? There's a part of me that just says, hey, culture is really good. Even though I see where you're coming from, like, we just went from 30 to 41 culture. Now, granted, 2 of that is going to be from the memento, but still. Well, not the memento, the policy. So I think we just hold this position right here, put the warrior in the front maybe, and then we'll put the burning arrows at the back. Just, yeah, look at this. Oh, that's a level... He's got level 2 spears. We got to be careful. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll switch these 2 around, and we're going to start fortifying this location here, just in the anticipation that it is about to happen. I'm getting ready. And now we take hides. And hides, we can put them into our town. That's at 35 production now. And our library is going to come down, a very nice library. And now once we've got the library in, that's pretty much all we need. There's an argument you could go for a garden or you could go for an altar, but I don't think you really need them. What you need, we could do step pyramid, actually. Step pyramid is kind of cool. But these are not the tiles you want to be doing that on. You know what we want to do? Okay, people are going to hate me for this, but I'm just going to do it anyway. Sorry, guys. We're going to grab, or we're going to put the library back in because we need the library. And then we're going to kick out all these citizens from here. And we're actually going to put them in good tiles. Because these tiles were previously used just to get us out to resources or get us out to locations. So by putting the Mundo Perdito on these tiles, it's kicked all the citizens out. We can now reallocate them to better tiles. So we can take... There's a world where we could come down. That's a 3. But I think we just want to come out here because these are his tiles. So let's go ahead. We'll take these. It gets a bit weird. So that's fine. So we've got 1, 2 that's here. And these are all happiness tiles as well. So you know what? I'm not going to underrate happiness. I think it's quite strong. So we'll go ahead and grab that. So that now gives us 3 very nice tiles. And we could do Monk's Mound in here. I mean, what are we waiting on? We're waiting on sailing in here. So let's go ahead. We'll just grab another burning arrow. This poor town, dude. This poor town has just become... It's become an outpost. But, I mean, it's your own problem. You've just got too much production. Don't have so much production. The other things can't keep up with the production. And I guess that's the biggest issue that you've got, isn't it? So we'll go ahead. We'll build fortifications here. We could hold this little point here as well. Wouldn't be terrible. And now we'll go ahead and chuck down this. Are we above? No, we're at 6 out of 6. So that's perfect. Cotton. Do we have room for the cotton? We do have room for the cotton. Oh, it's not in the trade network. Interesting. We're not in the trade network. I forgot about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How are we not in the trade network? How is that not in the trade network? Is it because it's on the water that it like kind of bugs out a little bit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's in the trade network. Get out of here, man. There's something that's going on. There's something fishy, man. I'm telling you right now. Great stell in 2 turns. Let's see if we can grab it here. We will also have the ability to grow. What's going on? We're waiting for a long time. Is there units moving? Oh, yeah, there's units moving. Lovely. So, we've got 1 turn. Let's grow. We can take camels. I think we need camels. Honestly, I feel like we need camels. Like, we're reaching that point where we've just got... Hey, man, 4 camels. That's kind of good. Alabama City, you are cameled out of your mind right now. So, do we go Step Pyramid or do we go Mundo Perdito? I think you just go Mundo Perdito, don't you? It gives you everything that you want. So, we want to build adjacencies with it. If we were going to build adjacencies, we'd probably go on this tile right here. It's next to the city center, but then we can always just build around it like that. That's probably not... Oh, there's +2s down here, though. So, let's see if we can max... Maybe can we put it on this tile? Probably not. See, this is where it gets a bit awkward, because we want to be able to put it on this tile right here, but we don't have a citizen. Ah, you know what we're going to do? Yep, sorry. It's happening. This is just the consequence of the mechanics. Don't get mad at me. Now we cancel the Mundo Perdito. And we put the Mundo Perdito on that tile right there. And now we return this citizen... I mean, this town was actually going to grow, so it doesn't even make a difference. Don't worry. I didn't... Do we take this tile? This tile doesn't get value out of the Mundo Perdito, though. And we want Mundo Perdito value. So let's go ahead. We'll take that. And now we'll look to... Oh, we're very close down here. 5 turns to go. And that's a massive power spike for us as well. Like, there are so many things that just absolutely go. Oh, I just realized. We haven't been stealing. To be honest, there's no one to steal from. Let's go ahead and steal. That's probably been, what, like 8 or 9 turns that we haven't been stealing for. So we'll go ahead and we'll move our citizen here. We can't take any of these tiles. These have all been taken. So I think here our best bet is just to take the Natural Wonder. You hate to see it, don't you? I guess we're just going to have to take the Natural Wonder, guys. Sorry. And we'll move on to this tile. We've got to be careful just in case the volcano does start doing its thing. And we've got some traders in here. There's the Great Stell. We actually got it. I can't believe it's not Great Stelly. It is. It is Great Stelly. Don't worry, guys. Okay. Garden. No. Monk's Mound. No. Bursa. We got it. We got it. When do we get... Yeah, 2 turns we've got Code of Laws. Can we do Bursa in here, actually? We can. It's 18 turns. Oh, my lord. That is a... How do we only have 22 production in here? What happened to you? You used to be the jewel in the crown of our civilization, and now look at you. Let's go for a garden. There's a 7-3 in here, but that's not what we want. This one is much more preferable. So we'll take that because this is going to be for our production a little bit later. And one more turn until we've got the ability to do Petra. Let's roll it over. We're actually making world wonders in 3 different cities right now. And now we can change policies. We'll take out the culture. We'll put in our influence. We'll go ahead and... Oh, what are we even researching here? We need to go into our Code of Laws 2. And then we also need to go... Here's an interesting point. So we're stealing here. And that was the reason... Well, that's the reason that sort of like triggered in my mind that, hold on, we're not stealing anything. Because we want to leave all 3 of these available. And like, ideally, this is right when the steal should hit. And then we unlock one of these. And then we just keep researching down the path. But we don't have that right now. So I think if we had to pick one of these, we would probably go into the wheel. Though there's an argument for literally every single one of these, right? More influence means that you've got more migrants coming through. You've also got access to just generally, yeah, like more flexibility, right? So that's very key. We're only sitting at 11 influence at the moment, so this is going to be huge. Bronze working, it'll help you get your cities online a little bit faster. It means that they stay online for longer. And then we've got currency, which means markets, and that means more gold, which means more cities. So there is 3 different angles that we can take, but I think going for the wheel here is probably going to be the smartest choice. And speaking of smart choices, we can now actually start trading. There's only one real good trade route for us here. Everything else is out of range. Both of these have got gypsum, which is disappointing, but it is going to be the capital over here. So we want that for the wool. The wool's going to be quite nice. So now with regard to priority on this one, it's definitely going to be the culture. Oh my lord, that was a lot of culture. And what have we got? 2 monuments or 2 altars? Xerxes is a god. I think we probably want Xerxes is a god, the happiness. Because if we have a look right now, it won't tell you how long you've got until your next celebration. It just tells you that you've got 3 turns left. But if we can keep rolling celebrations, that means we can keep stacking policies in. Because 100 gold at the moment is kind of irrelevant, right? So let's go ahead. We'll just take this happiness instead. And we'll now grab our sheep, and we can slot our sheep into the city. Oh, it's not connected to the network. That's right. Damn. I keep forgetting that. Oh, Petra. That's what we were going to do. So if I was Petra, where would I go? I don't want to go on... This tile right here is where we want to go. Because we need to go on desert tile. We don't want to go on anything adjacent to the city center. And this one right here is also not a rough tile. So we want to be just going on this one. It's a... That way we can still build a mine. What have we got over here that's been built? Pyramids. Hatshepsut has built the pyramids. Okay. Not that important. Not that relevant. I don't think we were looking for that. No navigable rivers near desert on our empire. Or in our empire. Just this one over here. What was that? Oh, that's a... Okay. All right. We're keeping an eye out here. We're not going to hit him with a... We're not going to hit him with a reconciliation. If it happens, it happens. But that'll have to be on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. I'll say that much right now. Okay, so I think we're in the position to move this on. We don't have to keep this city going. Mundo Perdito is about to come up. The only thing that we really need to build in here is the brickyard. So that is something that we can definitely do afterwards. So let's go ahead and we'll put the brickyard down. We'll go for this tile right here. It's actually... Oh no, that's not where you want to go because that's got adjacency on here. We'll probably just put it on... I mean, this is fine. Why not? Wonderful. And let's take these resources out. Actually, we can't do that until we actually unlock a resource. Oh no, we can do it if we just convert to a city. Of course. So we'll go ahead. We'll convert over to a city now. And we'll move all of these resources across. And you're going into the next target city. And now we're just going to move all these guys around. Oops, we forgot. Let's go here. And then like that. There we go. All right. Now we're cooking. Oh, we can't move the sheep in. So this city has got everything in it that it needs. So we still need to put that connector in place. So once we get that connector, we'll be fine. Everyone else is building world wonders though. So it makes it a little bit awkward for us. So let's go ahead and put some production down here. We'll start with a brickyard and a saw pit. So if we're looking at this, that's going to be your garden market. That's going to be your library. That's going to be your monument. So let's just start with a monument. That's nice and easy. We'll get that one out of our system. And then we can move down to library. So we can do a brickyard and we'll do a saw pit on this tile. And then we'll do our library down here. I think that makes the most sense. And that allows us now... Oh, we've got another city-state Suze bonus. Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay, this is what I've been waiting for. Turn 64, the power spike. We're at 40 at the moment, 40 culture, and it's about to go absolutely troppo. So how many monuments have we got? We've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3 monuments. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take +2 culture to monuments for every city-state you're a suzerain of. We're the suzerain of 3 city-states. That means +6 culture to every single monument, or at least it should. So that's a 9, that is a 10, and that is a 12. Absolutely beautiful. And that means our culture has gone up a pretty decent amount here. So let's go ahead. We'll move into Discipline 2. We can continue looking to get more and more world wonders here. And I mean, at this point, the turns are actually starting to roll over pretty quickly. And I think that's primarily because we're not at war. And all of our cities are just kind of doing their thing, right? Like once they get set up and once they get going, they're all good. And speaking of getting going, have a look at this. We got some fish in here as well. So we can't move the cotton out. So I guess the fish are just going to have to go chill in Alabama, which is, you know, never really where you want to have to go if you're a fish. But now I don't know. Is Alabama inland? It could be. It could be. Mundo Perdito completed now. So this is starting to look a little bit better up here. I don't know. Where do we want to expand on this? I think it's just primarily just going to be production tiles. So we'll go ahead. That's a nice one. Production as well as culture. And back towards this city location. I thought we were going to put the brickyard in this city, but I guess it's forgotten us. And then after that, we could do the altar, or we could just go into the step pyramid. I think we just want to be doing step pyramids on all of these tiles, and we want to get crazy with it. We want to go absolutely ham with it. So let's go ahead. We'll add all of these in. And this is going to become the science capital of our nation. And from here, we've got saw pit on this tile, and then we'll do library after that, and we can reallocate now. We probably want to come to the iron, almost certainly. You could look to go to the jade. The jade's not terrible, actually, but maybe we just wait until once we've actually managed to secure our iron first. So now that we've done that, so we can now grab the Gate of All Nations. Library comes down over here, and brickyard is going to go on top of the library. No, sorry, that's not the brickyard. Brickyard will go right there. I thought that was something different. You'll have to forgive me. I thought that was the blacksmith. It feels like we're a little bit behind, but our relationship is getting a little bit better here. Let's go ahead and hit these guys. How is the Suze going with Longcheng? Okay, she's becoming... Yeah, see, this is the trouble. I think, like, the biggest issue that I've got in the early game is I feel like I don't have enough influence, right? Like, we weren't even really getting that many deals in the early game, and yet still it felt like we didn't have the influence. So... how could we play around that? You could go for like the one early Diplo point. That could definitely help you out. I think if you were going to do the one early Diplo point, you'd probably take out... I don't know which one of these you'd take out. Maybe the Wampum Belt you'd probably take out. But let's move on now. We'll head out over onto bronze working. And we're about to complete some world wonders. Hold on, what do we got going on over here? We've got a little bit of a flank coming through. Now we're working on 1 world wonder, 2 world wonders. We've got some step pyramids coming up here, but we could change it out to the Gate of All Nations. We could do world wonders in every single city. I'm just going to say it right now. I think we can actually do it. Let's go ahead. Let's do it. Monk's Mound, you can come down over here. Do we want Monk's Mound in this city, or do we want it... What have we got over here? Oh, we've got Emil Bell that we could do. Let's do it. We're going to put it on this tile. We're just going to do it just for the memes. Just for the memes. No other reason why. Because you wouldn't be able to do this with any other civilization. Now, that's with 1 turn to go. So we probably want Gate of All Nations in the cap. I think we want Gate of All Nations in the cap. We'll do Monk's Mound out here. Just because Monk's Mound, it's not likely to go. It is very unlikely that they take Monk's Mound. So we'll go ahead, we'll grab it, we'll put it on this tile right here. That way we can build adjacency around it. We'll bring it up to the top. And we're just going for it. Every single wonder, 15%. Absolutely, we'll take it. And we'll take the... I guess we'll take the tool making. Sure, why not? How much are we even getting from that policy, by the way? 38 gold. Not bad. It's a decent amount of gold. And that's Petra done. And now that Petra is done, tiles in here are looking pretty good. Have a look at that, dude. These are some good tiles in the cap right now. We got the villa that we can put down. But you know what's more important? The Gate of All Nations. So at the moment, it doesn't get an adjacency. We could go right here. This isn't a bad tile for it. Gate of All Nations on this tile. It's a hill. We don't want to do that. You don't want to put the Gate of All Nations there. You want it over here in the second ring. That's not bad. We can definitely justify that. And do we take this tile here, or do we take this one? Because they're kind of even, realistically. It's a little bit of extra happiness. We're on 10 at the moment. It pushes us up slightly. The food, it's kind of negligible, but you know what's even better? That right there. I'm glad we found that. That was important. We denied it from the enemy. We're actually moving into double jade right now, so this is quite good. And we could boop someone out of this tile. Can we just put a granary on this tile just quickly? And then just grab that jade. And now that jade can go into the city. Not wrong city. This one's making 22 gold. So that puts us up 4. That puts us up 4 as well. So that's fine. So 4 gold just by getting that jade online. And these cities, man, these cities just, they won't stop. I mean, this is what happens when you've got so many damn cities, right? There's a lot more to manage. Are we at war? Is that what is happening up here? It doesn't look like it. They're just hanging out together. They're just minding their own business together. Okay. Public life. We've now got the Oracle that's through. How many World Wonders have we got already? Let's just take a quick look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yep. Oh no, that is not including all of the wonders that are building right now. Because we're building, I think we've got 3. 1, Great Stell. 2, Petra. And then 3, Mundo Perdito. Okay. Never mind. I got excited. I got a little bit ahead of myself. I was like, okay, we are very wondrous today. And it sounds like somebody, no, that's us. We stole the currency tech, but we got caught. Yikes. So that kind of hurts. Was that on Ashoka that we did that? Or it was too? Why did we do it on Ashoka, dude? Oh, that was a mistake. We should have been doing that. I didn't even think about that, man. We should have been doing it on Ben Franklin. He's on the opposite side of the continent. That's going to make things really bad. I kind of want to do reconciliation with him right now, but at the same time, I don't want to do it just because I know you guys are going to be like, oh, I can't believe you did reconciliation. We got another. That is a beautiful world wonder right there. Yep. Keep doing your thing. Okay, there we go. Bursa has been completed. We got it. All right, it's completed. It's a good looking wonder, isn't it? And we got a lot of value out of that. I don't know if you heard that big bump. That was my son, my 1-year-old upstairs. He's playing with the chair. I can see him. I've got the camera up. Don't worry, the wife's up there with him. Okay, so we got some amazing value out of this world wonder, but it's not about, getting value. It's about building the world wonders, isn't it? Because I mean, there becomes a point where you got to start setting these silly rules for yourself, right? Like, because you've done daily so many times where it's like it's not even that close anymore. So you got to say, okay, how many world wonders can we actually get? So let's go ahead now. We could do Garden Market over here, which could absolutely be fine. But the main thing I'm looking at is the villa. I like the villa a lot. I don't want to build it here because the volcano's here. So instead, we're going to build it over on this tile right here. And we'll save this for Garden Market. No, we could do Garden Market over here. Probably a little bit smarter. But we managed to secure the jade. And that's the Emil Bell done in our city that just came online like a couple turns ago. Diplo point. We'll absolutely take it. There's a part of me that thinks, no, there's no point. We'll just go happiness. Never mind. And 10% production towards constructing wonders. Don't mind if we do. Thank you very much. And I guess we can now resume our previous our previous jobs. So we'll go for the altar and then we'll move everything out. Actually, it's only going to be 2 turns on the altar. So there's no reason why we can't just go altar and then do a market there. And then what else do we even need? I guess the villa is probably what we're going to need. So let's move the villa up there. But we can move these on. We can go down. The problem is that's not a city. This is a city. So let's move this. Everyone's going to come down here. We're at 107 gold per turn. Now we're down to 93. But we're going to move all of these over. And let's move these back. I mean, to me, this feels like the most optimal way to play. Like, just judging by this. Now, of course, there's going to be caveats to that. You might be a more aggressive player, and therefore you want a more aggressive civilization. I get that, right? But, like, from a SimCity perspective, I don't see how you beat this. I really don't. Like, we're at turn 75 on standard speed, and every single city is just, like, literally just producing wonders, dude. It's silly. It is silly. It feels like it's just... How? How is this possible? There's Gate of All Nations. Lovely. There you go. Gate of All Nations. We still got Monk's Mound coming through. We've completed a mill bell here. Bursa over there. We're getting it all done. Bronze working is going to be quite instrumental for us here, but I do want to move down towards engineering just because the sooner we get to engineering, there is an argument though. You could let it get stolen. We don't want to do it off Ashoka. We're just going to go over here. We'll do all 3 of them over here and hope that we roll some migrants. I think that's going to be key. We'll grab our villa. We'll chuck it down here. And we can now look to put the market as well as the barracks. We want the barracks here. We could look to get a specialist now because this is a high adjacency. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 adjacency that's out here. This is a really nice adjacency. So if we can get a specialist in 6 turns, which we will. What's going on here? Hold on. Then that can be a big component. So we'll go into the library. We'll chuck it down on this tile right here. We probably want to do the monument as well, just because the sooner you get your monument up, then the sooner that it can actually just start making bank for you, right? Like if we think about the bonus that we picked up here from Izirtu, then that is going to really help us out here. So let's go ahead. We'll get our library down first. And you can see we 1-turned the library. And now we are just going to immediately roll over the turn. Dude, this is one of those quick games where all of the cities are now working on world wonders. So you can just kind of roll over the turn and wait for the AI's units to move. You know what? Maybe we delete the scout because it's making the turns longer. If we delete the scout, then we don't have to watch all of those units move. We'll probably leave this one here just because we kind of need vision. But everything else is good. Now, we probably want to upgrade these units just in case we get gone on. So let's go ahead and do that because we're sitting on a lot of gold. Dude, how do we have so much gold? That is absolutely wild. If we... Let's move down. If we do that, I don't know if we're going to be able to upgrade you. I don't think we are. Yeah, so maybe you're going to have to move in. Let's just hope he doesn't war deck this turn. If he war decks this turn, it's really bad from us. That's going to be very war... No, don't do it. Move back. How do they immediately both claim our tiles that we were standing on? It's okay. We'll come back to it eventually. Let's hold here for the moment. Burning arrow. I thought I had the right one clicked. I don't know why this one is not clicking properly. Anyway, oh, maybe we upgraded it. And we've got a denouncement that comes through. Okay, this is awkward. So the problem is, if the denouncement goes through right now, he can just war deck us, and there's pretty much nothing that we can do about it. Like, there's no real counterplay for it whatsoever. So this can be difficult. So it might be a good idea for us to actually start making units in preparation for this. But at the same time, we just want to upgrade everything. Because we've got all of our cities online. Now, this will be a city soon, and once it gets connected to the network. By the way, we need to get that connected to the network. You are still not connected. Let's jump our settler out here. And down towards this south side, we can now move into the villa, which is going to be providing us some influence. And then we can go brickyard, barracks, altar, and then we can move into our next city. So we'll go brickyard, and then we'll go our barracks, and then we'll grab our altar. We can probably just put it on this tile right here, because it's going to be getting that adjacency. And now we can just keep rolling over. Burning arrow. We probably want to put the burning arrow to the back. Let's just prepare for this because it's probably coming any turn now. I'm feeling it. Entertainment is online. Anybody else want another world wonder? We could do it. We could absolutely do it. I think we're going to do it. You could do a market, or you could do a Colosseum, or you could do an oracle. And the AI doesn't go for either of these, so we can 100% do them in the cap. Yeah, we're going to do it. Which tile here is the best one? This one is a plains tile. Rough plains, though. It's plains. Maybe we want to put Nalanda on here. So there's definitely an argument to just leave that. And we just put the Oracle somewhere else. We could put the Oracle here. We were talking about putting Gate of All Nations here, but let's put the Oracle here instead. So we'll get the Settler out, then we'll do Oracle. Dude, are we too greedy? I feel like I'm a little bit too greedy. What happens if he just war decks us and kills us? We'll be okay. We'll be fine. We've got fortifications. That's all we need. Oh, no. Never mind. We got Monk's Mound. There we go. Another one. How many does that put us at now? So we can just minus Oracle from our count. So that puts us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're now... Oh, sorry. 8 minus 1. So this is our first specialist of the game. Now, there's definitely an argument to actually go and take these tiles, right? Like, you could say marble is amazing for us right now. Grassland, tundra, marine, probably not. Never mind. I take it back. But look, +5 production. That's pretty good. We're at 55 production, though. So it's not that huge. This is a little bit nicer. It's going to be pushing up our yields. We pick up a total of 3, 6, 14 out of this. Technically, it's a net of 10, but we'll absolutely take that. They are some good-looking yields, and they'll continue to grow throughout this game. So exciting stuff for our little specialist over there. Down here, we could actually just look to start getting some production buildings down here, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense. I think we just want to be turning it all into our... we want to be putting it into as much as we can cities. That's our goal. Speaking of cities, it's time. So where does this one go? This is a bit of a weird city. It's just kind of like a connector. I think this is probably the tile right here, and then you kind of build around like that. That's a +2, so we can use that. There's no other +2s out here. There is wine. Wine is nice. All right, we're going to grow out here. We could go into a specialist, but there's no big specialist, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense. I think we just want to take these tiles here instead. We can probably move up towards these ones. 1, 2, 3. There it is. I knew it. I could feel it. I could smell it. It was happening. I don't think there's going to be too much of a problem. I think we should be okay. The turn is still rolling over. Oh, it's a double war. Oh, we got the 2. The path of violence is a path that I swore never to take again. But here we are. Indeed. Okay, so we got our first war deck. And immediately Hatshepsut comes in as well. Okay, now the first thing we need to double check is what's our boy doing over here? He's hostile with them both. So we want to try and goad him into it. How do we goad him into it? It's going to be hard. You can't pay them. I want to be like, hey, bro, would you be interested in joining the war? But there's no way to do it. Because the moment that we do that, then all of a sudden, she's going to get distracted. He's going to get distracted. And he's in a good spot. So hopefully he keeps putting on the pressure. By the way, interesting Interesting forward settle. Oh my lord. You're still chilling? Now we've got good war support for the moment, but things are not going to be that peachy forever. So we're going to hold out here. We probably need another general. A second general for this city. So let's move this guy into position. And we're not going to take the bait of the scout, so we're not going to follow him. We're just going to let it go, because it can't do anything. And now we can start to work things down. We can slam that. It should bring us down. Yep, very nice. Okay. You know what we're going to do? I'm just thinking about it right now. With the war being declared, there's a good chance this game is going to go for really long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it right here. And I'm going to say to you folks, fellas, I hope you've enjoyed watching this game. It's been a good fun, a good SimCity game up until here. We've got ourselves a lot of cities, but it's not over. But I just want to make this a little bit more palatable for the guys that come in here and say, hey, these videos are 12 hours long. Do you mind making them a bit shorter? So we're going to do that, and we'll leave it here. But episode 2 will be coming shortly, I assure you. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video today. If you have, feel free to leave a like. If you want to play this seed, then make sure you check out the Discord. And of course, if you're looking forward to more Civ 7 content, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because there is always time for one more turn.